Indianapolis 2000. For some, a new beginning. For others, a return to a great battlefield.
There's been a big hole in my chest ever since I missed the race in '95.
Al Unser Jr. has the lead. One more turn to go. Here they come. Coming to the finish line.
As the month gets underway, the closest finish in 500 history is recreated in this commercial at the start-finish line. Little Al once again victorious, but not without another challenge from Scott Goodyear.
Little Al wins.
The stage for this month of May is set early, as this season 3 races precede the annual Brickyard event.
Eddie Cheever is your leader. He goes to the outside. Here comes Robbie Buell. Robbie Buell side by side. Cheever has a problem. Cuts off the gas, and Buell will take over the lead in 2.
The season-opening win in Orlando is a pleasant surprise for Team Purex. Even more impressive is Buddy Lazier's charge from worst to first in round 2 in Phoenix. For the 3rd time in his Indy Racing Northern Light career, Buddy Lazier wins, this time at Phoenix International Raceway. Las Vegas is the final tune-up before May, and for the 3rd straight race, a new winner finds victory lane. Al Unser Jr. in his 3rd start in the Indy Racing Northern Light Series wins the Las Vegas Indy 300. Defending league champion Greg Ray returns to Indianapolis, as does 96 Indy champ Buddy Lazier and 98 winner Eddie Cheever. But it's the return of Chip Ganassi's Target Racing Brigade that has race fans abuzz. Veteran Jimmy Vassar and rookie Juan Montoya constitute the Ganassi drivers. The rest of the rookie crop at Indy this year is deep and varied. Jacques Lazier joins brother Buddy in the field, while Brazilian Ayrton Darre is a world-class jet ski champion. Jason Leffler and Andy Hillenberg represent the short trackers, and Sam Hornish Jr. comes from the karting and US F2000 ranks. But perhaps the rookie commanding the most attention this May is 19-year-old sensation Sarah Fisher.
If I didn't have a certain talent to drive a race car, then I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't expect to be here either.
Opening day at the Speedway is just around the corner, and everyone will get their chance. Nowhere are the sights and sounds of tradition more prevalent than at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Stephen Gregoire maintains a Dick Simon tradition and is first on the track. When he wasn't racing, Gregoire spent his spring scuba diving with car owner Simon. And on this opening weekend, Stephen celebrates his 31st birthday in style. The annual Save Arnold Barbecue raises $50,000 for the Special Olympics of Indiana, bringing the 20-year total to over $1.5 million. Meanwhile, Indy's Legends Week festivities begin with Joe Leonard and Duke Nayland the first to be honored. 2-time Indy 500 winner Emerson Fittipaldi also receives accolades, as does 4-time Indy winner Rick Mears. And Andy Granatelli finds that the fans still remember his famed turbine cars and colorful attire.
And here's the checkered flag for Mario Andretti, winner of the 1969 500-mile race.
The great Mario Andretti returns, albeit under similar conditions to what he experienced far too often at the Speedway.
And Mario Andretti is slowing down on the backstretch.
All in good fun. And guess what, Tom? He really has slowed down.
I'll be darned.
Back on the track, Al Unser Jr. finds that his long absence from the Brickyard has only made the fans' hearts grow fonder. Al caps that enthusiasm with a first-day top speed of over 217 miles an hour. Eddie Cheever isn't so fortunate. Cheever's rear brake gets hung up, and so does he. Though Cheever is uninjured, his Infinity machine is heavily damaged. Eddie returns from the mishap with a vengeance, posting the top speed on day number 2. Tice Carlson isn't so lucky. He'll be fine, but his month is over. Dan Drynan has trouble in the North Short Chute. The car spins before making light contact with the right front wheel. The next day, it happens again, this time in turn 1.
And we have a yellow. Car number 93, spinning like a top. Damage to the left side of his machine.
Rookie Sam Hornish Jr. gets off to a tough start, hitting the turn 4 wall and putting the PDM program behind the 8 ball. Donnie Beechler does likewise.
Car in trouble.
Indy's barriers are proving to be as unforgiving as ever. The first appearance on the track of Chip Ganassi's drivers causes a stir, as does the appearance of Tony Stewart in the cockpit. Robbie Gordon is the quickest on day number 3, while Scott Sharp sets the hot lap the following afternoon. Juan Montoya shows he's no rookie, making it 5 for 5 on day number 5. The next day, teammate Jimmy Vasser makes it 6 straight days that a different driver has set atop the speed charts. It's the day before the run for the pole, and the pressure begins to build. The evidence is played out on the racetrack. Ronnie John Cox is first to encounter trouble.
We have a yellow light. We have a yellow light.
Jack Miller is next. He has trouble in the south chute.
And we have car out of control on the racetrack.
Hideshi Matsuda is filling in for Tice Carlson, but his luck is no better than Tice's. Mark Dismore's mishap concludes a week of practice, but not before Team Menard's Greg Ray sets the top speed of the month, establishing himself as the man to beat in tomorrow's Run for the Pole. Since 1989, PPG Industries has presented a check to the pole sitter at Indianapolis, and this year's Run for the Pole should be the most competitive ever. Hard luck continues in the morning warm-up session. Jimmy Kite spins, but continues. So does Eddie Cheever. Treadway Racing's Robbie McGee survives this close call with Raul Boisel. But Andy Hillenberg is not so fortunate. Nerves get wound a little bit tighter.
And he's on it.
Allenzer Jr. doesn't have to wait long to cure his anxiety. For the first time since 1994, when he won the race, he's in the field.
We're solidly in the show. I'm officially back now, and I'm really happy.
98 champ Eddie Cheever's Infinity gets in. So does Robbie Buell for Team Purex. And Jimmy Kite takes to the track.
Jimmy Kite, I think, is the dog. Oh, there he goes.
Into the wall hard on the left side of the car. For the second time today, Jimmy Kite spins, but this time it's serious. Jason Leffler makes his first 500, while A.J. Boyd's Jeff Ward is the fastest yet. Now it's young Sarah Fisher's turn. 4 laps, 10 miles. The eyes of the racing world focus squarely on one individual.
Sarah Fisher has qualified.
Walker Racing's 19-year-old sensation will start her first 500, the 3rd youngest driver ever to do so.
I had her flat and I was ducking pretty hard on the straightaway, so that's all she had for today.
Scott Sharp hasn't won this year, but he'll have a great shot at it from the inside of row number 2. Eliseo Salazar has qualified well here before.
And it's even faster.
His 223 plus average puts him solidly on the outside of the front row.
The checkered flag flies. And Scott Goodyear is qualified for his 10th Indianapolis 500.
But Scott Harrington is not so fortunate. He crashes in turn 4. Harrington's bad luck at the Brickyard continues.
There goes Juan Montoya.
The Colombian superstar runs 4 laps, each over 223 miles an hour. His bid for the top spot is a serious one.
Montoya is on the pole.
Target teammate Jimmy Vasser led this race for 20 laps in 1995. Today, he's solidly in his 5th 500. Sam Hornish Jr. recovers from his troubles earlier this week to make the show. Another rookie, Mimo Gidley, does not.
Oh, and he's very loose, and he's crashing in turn 1.
Visions of winning this race will have to wait. Stan Waddles, Mark Dismore, Buzz Calkins, and Donnie Beechler each put it safely in the field.
Buddy Lazier, our 13th fastest qualifier.
Now it's Greg Ray's turn to try and knock Juan Montoya from the top spot.
223.658. If he keeps it up, he could be on the pole. Ooh, very close to the outside wall. Here he comes. He could do it. He could do it. He could do it.
And Greg Ray has qualified for the 500. Is he on the pole?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
What a great effort.
223.471. Robbie's pole-setting effort is a good one, but will it be good enough? Robbie McGee and Ayrton Dare each take their shot. So does Hideshi Matsuda.
And we'll have another qualifying attempt from Japan, Hideshi Matsuda. There's the first warm-up lap for Matsuda. We've got an accident. Hideshi's in the wall. Contact in the wall.
Richie Hearn was third here in 1996. Today he makes his second 500. Bobby Gordon is one of those speed demons hoping to knock Craig Ray from his walk. He's quick, but not quick enough. Lynn St. James tries to make it two women in the show for the first time ever.
Oh my gosh.
Hard contact. The car over on its side has second hard impact against the outside wall. After a very scary crash, Lynn St. James walks away from her very badly damaged machine. Stefan Gregoire becomes the 23rd and final qualifier as the gun sounds. And it's still Greg Ray atop the speed chart. Ray's first career pole at Indianapolis is worth $100,000 from PPG Industries. It's the third consecutive time he has started here from row one. The front row of Ray, Montoya, and Salazar is the closest in the history of the race. 10 spots remain to be filled tomorrow, with a host of drivers standing by to take their shot.
Yeah, it's a center cargo hook. It's a primary hook we use for lifting, and this aircraft will generally carry large pieces of cargo equipment, that type of stuff, and this is the primary hook that will hook everything.
Armed Forces Day at the Speedway signals the start of Bubble Day at Indianapolis, the final chance to earn a spot in racing's greatest event. For those already in the field, the mood is light in the garages.
This is a light cigar.
Oh, shit.
Hey, what?
Woo!
Hey, get down. Get up. No, really, over the top. Through the loop. One more time.
For others, the tone is somber. Roberto Guerrero spins in practice, attempting to make his 16th 500. Billy Boat also finds trouble during a qualification effort.
And contact with the wall. Contact with the wall.
The expression on wife Andrea says it all. Raul Boisel and Jacques Lazier each make the show. Jared Schrader loses an engine and spins, while Jimmy Kite gets in, despite two earlier near disasters. He's gonna make it. Davey Hamilton is in the show. The drama is intensifying. Time is running out.
It's crunch time. It's getting down to the last couple hours, and these guys get in a hurry.
Stan Waddles crashes.
He's a qualifier.
So too does Hideshi Matsuda, his third and the fourth for this team this week. The checkered flag drops and Johnny Unser is in the 500.
If you do take the green flag, it'll start the first attempt on this car. You get 3 attempts, we've got almost an hour left, 4 spots left.
With the time and the number of cars in line behind him, he's maybe only going to get one shot at this.
And Andy Hillenberg has qualified the Sumar Special in the Indianapolis 500.
Whether we make the race or not with that speed, that was the best shot I had. It's what I've worked my whole life for.
Yes, Andy!
Dodaro out to qualify.
Just an hour to go now, and again, rookie Doug Dodaro crashes.
And he's spinning, hit the wall.
We see the elation and the emotion from Andy Hillenberg, and now a different kind of emotion from David Dodaro as he realizes his cousin Doug has crashed again.
A lot of things happen at Indianapolis.
Billy Boat recovers from his crash to stick a second car in the field, but he's too slow. He will be bumped. Steve Knapp and Jack Miller complete the 33-car lineup as the bumping begins. Lynn St. James returns from her spectacular crash the previous afternoon. Incredibly, she puts it in the show, bumping Billy Boat. For the first time ever, 2 women will start the race.
I hope this country knows that women can do this, and there's more coming.
The pace now is fast and furious. Davy Jones bumps Robbie Unser. Scott Harrington in turn bumps Davy Jones, while Jared Schrader knocks out Harrington. They're going to let him go.
Boy, that was close.
Billy Boat just meets the 6 o'clock deadline with one final qualifying effort. Oh, this is going to be close. A.J. Foyt watches as time expires. Boat bumps Jack Miller from the bubble and puts himself back in the show. Billy Boat's last lap is good enough. He is in.
Now, this is just an incredible day. You know, this place is so unbelievable.
The field complete, the annual front row photos allow this closest ever threesome some time to reflect on just what they've accomplished. This year's race will be paced by Anthony Edwards, star of NBC's hit series ER. Edwards will pilot a 2001 Oldsmobile Aurora.
It's nerve-wracking, you know? I mean, this is such a huge place, and as an actor, I guess that kind of adrenaline excitement of opening night or being in front of a crowd or whatever is something that you enjoy. But you know what? I'm not here to win the race because I'm going to be leading the first 3 laps. That's all I need to know. I led the first 3 laps in the Indy 500. Then they made me get off the track.
They black flagged you.
Then they black
green flagged you, I guess.
The week leading up to the race also allows the drivers time to relax and enjoy themselves. Golf, a fashion show, even a fan-friendly open garage community day, which culminates in the annual Carburation Day practice and pit stop competition.
And the green flag waves. Goodyear first in the box, but it doesn't matter who gets there first. It's who has the least elapsed time. Panther Racing has all 4 tires on. All the rest are done. It looks like it will be Team Treadway.
Wait a minute. A tire out of the box on the 5 car. That means a 3-second penalty, and that means the celebration goes to Scott Goodyear's team.
Panther Racing and Scott Goodyear earned their 2nd ever title when Robbie McGee and Treadway Racing are penalized for a loose tire which rolls outside of the marked pit box.
When we left the box, I thought we were just dead on it, but the guys practice all year long. I mean, the pit stops are awesome throughout all the races, so this is for the guys.
With race morning now just hours away, the Speedway silently awaits.
As an American sports classic, the Indianapolis 500 creates its own legends. And again today, the present will be tightly linked to the past.
They're racing in Indianapolis.
A.J. Foyt will win the Indianapolis 500.
Gun cock and beers! Over the roar of the engine, you can hear the 400,000 people. Mario Andretti.
Parnelli Jones.
Johnny Rutherford. And look out, a crash before the start of the race. He won it by less than a car length. No one has ever seen this before in Indianapolis.
Levi from the wall. He goes into a terrible whip and we have a fire.
Al Unser Sr. takes the lead in the Indianapolis 500. You've got 18 laps to go.
We made history. Now it's your turn.
Greg Ray makes a move and takes the lead of the Indianapolis 500. Bobby Gordon is on fire. I believe that's the closest finish in Indy history. Eddie Cheever has won the 82nd running the Indianapolis 500. Buddy Lazier picks up the lead of the 500 with 8 laps to go.
Billy Boat has qualified for the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500.
What will happen today? What history will be written today? What legends will be born today?
Here to give those words is the chairman of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Board, Mrs. Mary Hallman George.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
And the call goes up. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
We're going to the start-finish line. Greg Ray's on the pole. The start of the 84th 500. Here's Mike King. Brian Howard will show them the green flag. Greg Ray, Juan Montoya, LSL Salazar. Ray burst across the yard of bricks. On the inside, Robbie Gordon will look to make a move on the low side. Bank side by side. Gordon headed momentarily. Greg Ray to the outside. Juan Montoya running third. Salazar in fourth. Ray will show the way to turn two.
Single file as they come through two. Greg Ray has now opened up about a 10-car length lead as everybody is clean through two. Ray in control as they bunch up behind him, headed to three.
Still no problems for Greg Ray. It's smooth sailing as he enters number three. He brushes up along the wall, dives down low. Then behind him it's Montoya, then Robbie Gordon and Eliseo Salazar. Greg Ray heads to four. He still has the lead. Maybe 10 car lengths, but Juan Montoya has got the foot on the gas. He comes through in second spot. Then it is Robbie Gordon and Eliseo Salazar through four.
Greg Ray leads the first lap. It's the third straight year that the pole sitter has led the first lap of the race.
This is a battle of the 99 champions. Greg Ray, the 99 Indy Racing Northern Light Series champion. Juan Montoya, the 99 Kart Series champion. They're in one. And there must be a football field length difference between Juan Montoya and the 32 car of Robbie Gordon. Then on back to Eliseo Salazar. Already in turn two. And here they go.
The battle at the point now is fast and furious. Ray is not about to relinquish his lead so easily. Well, a great battle for the lead as Juan Montoya tries to get around Greg Ray. Got bottled up behind Ben St. James, and now Robbie Gordon goes to second position. Robbie Gordon passes Juan Montoya here on the main straightaway and goes into second spot, and now maybe he can do what he wanted to do on lap number one when they dropped the green flag, and that is take the lead. One lap later, Juan reciprocates. Oh, and Montoya goes back into second as Robbie Gordon had to lift because of Lynn St. James, and that was all Montoya needed to take over second spot once again.
Well, Robbie had to lift because he got in that turbulent air, had to roll out of the front.
And now Salazar goes around Robbie Gordon, and Salazar moves to third.
We're going to see this all day, this momentum thing, the traffic situation. The motors are a little bit smaller. They've lost about 75 horsepower from last year's motors, and so the draft and momentum are going to be big key elements as this race develops.
Greg Ray has led the first 26 laps of this race, but that is about to change.
Juan Montoya now pulls under the rear wing of Greg Ray, and he goes side by side in one. He was going to try and hide, Mike, and change his mind and settle down off the left side wheels below the white line. Now he'll pull up with the rear correctly again in turn two.
In turn two, still single file, but Montoya is right behind Greg Ray, and we'll see if he can make his move headed toward three.
As he progresses down the back straightaway, not only is Juan Montoya is a concern, but there's about 12 cars in front of them, lap traffic, so it's going to get very interesting for the front runners. Coming through four, there is slow traffic and passes in front of the leaders, but Greg Ray maintains first. Montoya trying to pull up alongside as they head down the main straightaway. Greg Ray has been out in front from the start right now, negotiating lap traffic. Montoya will go to the extreme inside, but wide. It went four wide for about 50 yards, and he has the lead. Juan Montoya out front here in the short shoot in turn two. Oh, what a cool customer this Montoya is. He made all of that look so very, very easy.
But Greg Ray is a champion too, and with Montoya's challenge now in front of him, the lead changes hands once again as both head into turn one.
Indeed they are, and Greg Ray has retaken the lead. Gray dropped down to the inside, and about a car length back is Juan Montoya in turn two.
Greg Ray is the leader again. Montoya's got him on the inside around two and trying to duck down low in the back straightaway to pass him and regain the lead.
It is a scramble down the back straightaway. Juan Montoya right on the rear deck, but now he steps slow as they go into turn number three. Montoya makes the pass as they head toward the short chute. Juan Montoya.
The first round of pit stops will be run under green. Ray is out in 15 seconds. Montoya in just 11. Montoya still leads, but it's Eddie Cheever at the battle for third. That's getting hot.
Eddie Cheever and Eliseo Salazar, and they are indeed going into a tremendous battle. Round 2, down the back straightaway, trying to make a move inside the 3.
Well, Eddie Cheever is known for slicing and dicing in behind drivers, and he does just that behind Eliseo Salazar. Made it look very easy. He dove low into 3 as they head towards 4. It's Eddie Cheever in front of Eliseo Salazar.
Pole sitter Greg Ray has begun to fall back, and Jeff Ward catches him for 5th. Buddy Lazier gets him also as the Himmelgarn pilot has begun his annual charge to the front of the field.
An amazing pace being set here in the early going, and I say the early going, we're nearly 1/4 of the way through this race. 46 laps are being shown complete. Juan Montoya is the leader, 7.9 seconds in front of second place Ronnie Gordon. But certainly it doesn't seem like anyone's being conservative here. It seems like these men and women are running flat out at this point of the race. And Eddie Cheever has given up the spot to Eliseo Salazar as they head down the main straightaway. So Eddie Cheever once again has given up the spot to Salazar. Eliseo Salazar now setting his sights on second place Ronnie Gordon.
By lap 55, Montoya has stretched his lead to almost 22 seconds.
Robbie Gordon in the pits, had to get on the binders just before he passed the timing stripe. He is in his pit stall right now.
Fuel, use your clutch. Fuel and use your clutch.
Mark Dismore continues his charge for Tom Kelly. So does Delphi teammate Scott Sharp. The traffic today in this 84th 500 is almost unbelievable.
Greg Ray is in. Let's hear what's going on with his stop.
He's in the pit. That bright green Menards car up on jacks. They said they were going to make some wing adjustments. They are. The car is down. He's away 15.4 seconds.
Leader Montoya pits for the second time on lap 63.
He comes to a stop. The men are over the wall. They're working on the car very quickly. It looks like 4 tires and fuel. I don't see any wing adjustments yet. They moved to the wing. No wing adjustments. They went up there. They had a little trouble with the fuel, but he's away again in a very, very fast pit stop for that bright red Target car.
The race has been green now for 65 straight laps, but that's about to change.
Greg Ray, it appears Greg Ray has hit the wall. He is slowing through a stop through turn number 3. The right wheel is bent back up against the frame. The day is most assuredly done for Greg Ray.
It's a huge disappointment for Greg and Team Menard. They retreat to the garage with hopes of returning to the race.
Well, Allenser Jr. may be a victim of that Greg Ray incident as well, because Rick Gallus says that they believe they ran over some debris and possibly ruptured the oil tank. But either way, it's not a good sign for the Allenser Jr. team.
Lap 71 and the race goes green again. Montoya runs up front with Gordon and Buddy Lazier in hot pursuit. 3 laps later, there's trouble in turn 1.
We got a tow up against the outside wall. It's Lynn St. James. She smacked the wall hard. The rear wing is right on the apex of the number 1 turn. Hit it just about at that particular point. Smacked the wall. It's now moving.
Indeed, she has come to a stop. Sarah Fisher now has stalled down to my right.
Tell the guys to get you back.
Ironically, the first 500 with 2 women in the field now has none.
We go back to green flag racing, battles all over the racetrack, and right now we're looking at Scott Goodyear's. He's trying to make a move. Scott Goodyear's currently shown in 12th place. However, he has 1 lap down.
Lap 85, it's Montoya, Bassett, McGee, and Darwin. Robbie McGee is another driver who has run strong all day. He catches Jimmy Vassar for second.
And right in front of us, it is McGee and Vassar side by side as they head into turn number 1. Robbie McGee goes from the inside and makes the move, Bank.
Yeah, he made it nice and clean too, Mike, and Vassar gave him some running room. Robbie McGee has been getting stronger and stronger in IRL.
So Robbie McGee now runs in second place behind Juan Montoya. The difference, 12.5 seconds.
Montoya isn't the only rookie having a great afternoon. Ayrton Dare has moved from 21st to 4th and is running a great race.
Ayrton Dare looking to put a move on Jimmy Vassar. They head into turn number 3.
And it's going to stay just the way it was for now. Jimmy Vassar sees Dare bounce it to the outside. He's going to make the move in the short chute, Bob Lamy.
As they head toward us, Ayrton Dare as slowing down just a little bit as we've got a yellow light out.
A yellow for debris brings out the 3rd caution of the day, and the field stops for fuel.
You made it. You're the leader.
Montoya's 3rd stop is only 13 seconds. Thus far today, it's pit stops that are helping him maintain his advantage.
On this restart, Montoya's been hitting the gas about 3/4 of the way down the back straightaway. To be aware and get ready to gas it up a little sooner.
Lap 1:02, and the race is green once again. Brazilian Ayrton Dare continues to run up front.
This is a battle for second place. It's Jimmy Vasser. It is Ayrton Dare, and don't forget about that 14 car of Jeff Ward.
Yeah, Jeff Ward is about 20 car lengths back, and now Dare pulls up again. He will not get the pass made, though.
1, 2, 3, right behind each other, through 2 cleanly, headed down the backstretch. Juan Montoya, while all of this is going on, continues to stretch out a commanding lead. Still a couple of car lengths between Vasser and Dare through the short chute.
But it's Jeff Ward who's a man on the move. A.J. Foyt's chauffeur catches Dare for the third spot. Half a lap later, he nabs Jimmy Vasser for second.
Jeff Ward, that A.J. Foyt entry with Harris on the side of it is really cooking with Jeff Ward's foot on the accelerator. Well, the old Supercross days, Jeff Ward used to cook on 2 wheels like nobody's business, and he's doing it on 4 wheels for A.J. Foyt this afternoon. Still can't see Juan Montoya down the straightaway, but he is close to get.
Not to be outdone, Ayrton Dare again finds some speed in his bid to get to the front.
Holy cow, down the front straight, 3 wide. It's Dare, Cheever, and Salazar in turn number 1.
I'm telling you, Mike, that scares the daylights out of me. I've been watching it all day. Ayrton Dare and Salazar got through in good shape, so they make their little move down there and set it up in the second quarter over there.
They get through in single file here, but look at them load up side by side. Middle of the backstretch, headed into turn 3. Dare was the one that went low, and he made the pass as they headed towards turn number 3. It's Ayrton Dare, then Jimmy Vasser, then Eliseo Salazar, then Eddie Cheever.
As they come through 4, Dare stretches it out, but the battle continues right behind him through 4, and coming out of it is Jimmy Vasser, Salazar, in that order as they head to the main straightaway. Ayrton Dare suddenly has found the go button. He runs in 4th place with 118 laps complete. Juan Montoya the leader at the 84th Indianapolis 500.
Begins a series of moves that rockets his Infinity machine to the front. First, he holds off Robbie Gordon with a great move. Then he gets past Eliseo Salazar for 6th. And finally, Jimmy Vasser for 5th. But Vasser is struggling.
You have no rear gurney. Screw your weight jacker. Get yourself some right front weight. I don't know if I can drive this thing. Do the best you can, buddy. Do the best you can.
On lap 127, Ayrton Dare's tremendous effort comes to a halt.
And we've got a problem. We've got a problem in the front straight. Ayrton Dare has blown his engine.
Ayrton Dare's pit was high-fiving him every time he came down the straightaway. John Lopes, the team manager, just told me everything was fine. They were going to come in 4 laps and then try to make it in 2 more, and then it all went wrong. What happened?
Well, it's one of those racing deals, as they say. Ayrton is a champion, and he will win races in IndyCar racing. He, even the way I'm watching the replay now, the way he handled that blown engine, you can't do anything about that. Blown motor, that's the way it goes.
Green, green, green!
Vasser has gone 3 wide into turn 1.
Oh, man, and he made it stick. He got past Dan Waddle, so it's Montoya, Ward, Lazier, Cheever, Salazar into the second quarter.
Montoya still on top. Jeff Ward now runs second, but Bud Lazier has other plans.
We'll pick up the action in the back straight off of turn 2. This is the battle for second place. Buddy Lazier is going to pull up on the rear wing of Jeff Ward. He's going to look high. Now Lazier will go underneath the purple, white, and yellow Harris G-Force. Buddy Lazier picks up second place, heading into 3.
Greg Ray and Team Menard have worked diligently to return their battered machine to the race. Those efforts are not enough as he tags the wall again.
As Greg Ray had brought car number 1 back out onto the racetrack, he made the move through turn 2 and all of a sudden lost everything. Came up very high and right in front of the turn 2 suites, smack into the right side, about 150 feet short of where he had hit the wall earlier.
Green flag is out. Brian Howard waves it, and here we go. The restart right here. What's it going to be? Jeff Ward is going to try to hunt down Juan Montoya. They go into turn number 1.
And here they come. It is Montoya. He's still got breathing room. Buddy Lazier, then Ward, Salazar, Vasser, short 2, turn 2.
Montoya first, and then Lazier got around Ward for second, and now trying to track down Montoya to retake the lead as the rest of the field is single file through 2.
Picking up a push. Picking up a push now. I've already gone a bunch of curves on the wave jacker. All right.
right. Work your rear bar. Work your rear bar. You're gaining on him. You are gaining on him.
Look, your speed is my tires. I'll be ready for the end of the run.
Okay, remember, we don't know what the weather is going to do. Remember, we don't know what the weather is going to do.
They come off of turn number 4 onto the front straight, and Buddy Lazier is going to try to get past Knapp as they head into turn number 1.
He looked down to the inside. He will get around Steve Knapp. Now he can see at least the rear end of Juan Montoya's car through the short second turn.
Juan Montoya has probably a 20-car length lead, but right now there's nobody between Lazier and Montoya, and if Lazier can keep it going, might be able to catch him here over the next 10 to 15 laps.
Lap 158, and rookie Sam Hornish is into the wall.
We've got a yellow, and a caution is out as a smack on the inside for Sam Hornish Jr.
Got to remember, we don't know what the weather's going to do here. I mean, it could rain anytime, so we probably need to be at the point. Going green next time by. The car right behind you is 4th position. And obviously, the car in front of you is.
The fans on their feet hoping that Buddy Lazier can close this gap to the short chute.
He is closing it. He is closing it very well as they come through 4. It is still Juan Montoya, but Buddy Lazier has the foot to the pedal as they come down the main stretch. Buddy Lazier, 2 car lengths behind Juan Montoya, looking like he wants to set him up heading into turn number 1, babe.
He pulled out to the inside. The crowd goes crazy. He could not make it stick. He falls back in line. They're in the short. Kenny, you got him. He's going to make the move here.
Everybody on their feet cheering Buddy Lazier, who's trying to reel him in completely through 2, and now trying to duck down low down the back straight.
That gap was about 4 car lengths, and now here comes Buddy Lazier. He starts down low, jumps back up high. It's still Montoya Lazier in the north end. It is still Montoya with Lazier as they come to 4. Montoya goes down low. Lazier right behind him. Montoya takes the lead as he comes through 4 and carries it into the main stretch. Buddy Lazier seems to be steering Montoya's car right now down the front straight as Montoya's mirrors are full of the purple and white car in 1.
And for 1 split second, he looked to the inside again. Same story. Montoya presses out just a little bit in the second turn.
What a tremendous battle here as we are now 37 laps to go for the Indianapolis 500-mile race, and a tremendous chase for Lazier and Montoya.
That lead spreads out a bit in the south end and closes up a bit in the north end. It's now about 6 car lengths as they head towards turn number 4. Again, Montoya seems to be able to hold him off whenever he needs to. He goes low through 4, Lazier right behind him, and it's still a battle, but it's still Montoya in front.
The first race of the new millennium has come down to a battle of endurance among 3 drivers: Juan Montoya, Buddy Lazier, and Eliseo Salazar.
Car behind you is 4th position. Car behind you is 4th position.
Eliseo Salazar has gotten past Buddy Lazier, and now will set his sights on Juan Montoya.
You can get it back. You can get it back.
Stan Waddles brings out the final caution of the afternoon, sending the leaders to the pits one last time. Montoya's 11-second stop is again quick.
To go. You are the race leader. You are the race leader, okay?
An earlier pit stop has moved Jimmy Vasser to the point, but target teammate Juan Montoya has other plans.
Jimmy Vasser stands on the throttle and picks up the pace as the green flag is about to come back out here at Indianapolis. Jimmy Vasser is the leader. Montoya is second, and look at the scramble back there again, 4 wide as Buddy Lazier shakes his fist at Eliseo Salazar, unable to take that spot. There's Jeff Ward on the right.
Everybody deserves a piece of the track, but I would think they'd give me some room to be able to try to run down Juan.
It is still Vasser out in front, but his teammate reeling it in. Juan Montoya running second, but I have a feeling not for long. We got a problem in 3.
Juan Montoya, no problem for him, problem for Jimmy Vasser. Montoya goes by like he's sitting still. They're headed toward Bob Lamy.
Yep, and the lead is lengthening. It is Montoya pulling away from Jimmy Vasser, his teammate. The lead is growing for Montoya.
Salazar is 4th position. Salazar is 4th position. You're in 4th. You're in 4th.
Buddy Lazier has finished in the top 7 here at Indy each of the past 4 years. With 15 laps to go, he's back in 3rd.
Buddy Lazier tries to reel in Jimmy Vasser in 2.
Coming in through two, Vassar ahead by about 5 car lengths as Lazier tries now to line him up along the back straightaway, headed toward Mark James in 3.
If you're looking for somebody who's been strong today other than Juan Montoya, it has certainly been Buddy Lazier. He is right all over the rear deck lid of Jimmy Vassar as they head towards turn 4.
The question is, neither of these guys have enough to catch Juan Montoya. Well, now let's go to turn 3. It looks like Buddy Lazier is trying to pick up the pace.
He is picking up the pace. He dove down low and made the pass by Jimmy Vassar as they head into turn number 3. It's Buddy Lazier through the short chute.
Buddy Lazier with a great move getting by Vassar for second place as he tries to do it. Coming up right now also Jeff Ward trying to make a move on Vassar as well. So Jeff Ward trying to pull up on Jimmy Vassar. Just 6 laps remain here in the 84th Indianapolis 500-mile race. Mark James, it looks like Jeff Ward's on the move.
Well, he had some trouble with Johnny Hunter through the short chute, and now Vassar's able to open up that gap by Bob Lamy.
Well, coming through 4 and slowing is Jimmy Vassar. He's going into pits. So Jimmy Vassar did, in fact, have to stop and look at Eliseo Salazar as he goes around on the inside, and he makes the move, but he picks up 2 spots.
I'll tell you, Salazar's been strong all day long. He set sail. He is in the second corner right now, Ken.
And probably wishing he had another 10 laps or so.
White flag for Juan Montoya. He is all by himself right now as he heads into turn number 1.
7 victories in kart last year, 7 poles. He's about to win the biggest prize in his history. He is in the second turn.
Talk about what seems to be the perfect mesh between man and machine. This guy has been brilliant. That car has been near perfect all day.
Climbed into an Indy car for the first time in March. It was a marriage that he became accustomed to very rapidly. Came within a couple of ticks of getting the pole. He's going to get the big prize, though, Bob Lamy, the Indy 500.
Yeah, his target is right on target. Coming through 4, Juan Montoya heads to the checkered flag. Call the finish, my king. He may be a rookie, but he is for real. Flashbulbs capture the finish as Juan Montoya wins the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
It's unbelievable. He's the best driver in the world right now. The best driver in the world. It's that simple.
In winning the first Indianapolis 500 of the new millennium, Juan Pablo Montoya becomes the first rookie to win the race since Graham Hill did so in 1966. His 167 laps led today is also a record for a rookie driver.
I want to thank all the fans here in Indy. I'm so proud to race here. It meant a lot to me. This race has been the biggest race I ever won in my life. Thank you very much.
Here he is, race fans, the champion, Juan Montoya.
Buddy Lazier finishes second. It's the second time in the last 3 races here at the Brickyard that Lazier has been a runner-up.
The bridesmaid here, second, it's hard. There's no doubt. I mean, this is kind of like we're the first loser.
Eliseo Salazar is third. The Chilean superstar ran strong all afternoon for A.J. Foyt.
Yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm just a bit disappointed because, I would have liked to race one-on-one with Juan at the end.
Jeff Ward is fourth for Foyt, while Billy Boat, also an AJ entry, made the greatest gain of any driver in the field, finishing 15th after starting from the last row.
Greg Ray has been out in front from the start right now, negotiating lap traffic. Montoya will go to the extreme inside and Juan.
They went 4 wide for about 50 yards, and he has the lead.
Juan Montoya right on the rear deck lid. Now he's dead slow as they go into turn number 3.
Buddy Lazier, 2 car lengths behind Juan Montoya, heading into turn number 1. Bang!
He pulled out of the inside. The crowd goes crazy.
He may be a rookie, but he is for real. Flashbulbs capture the finish as Juan Montoya wins the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
The 2000 edition of the greatest spectacle in racing is a race that features speed, bravery, and heroics. But the story that will be most remembered will be that of a young Colombian who came to the Brickyard a rookie and left a champion. It is indeed one for the ages.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
And the call goes up. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
It's race day, May 30, 1969. The place, the world's greatest race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, scene of this 53rd running of the fabulous, famous 500. Indianapolis, the culmination of a year of trial and error for mechanics to bring the very best equipment to this famous track. And for the drivers, for some at least, the climax of a lifetime of hope, dreams, sacrifice, work, sometimes despair, just to be here.
He may be a rookie, but he is for real. Flashbulbs capture the finish as Juan Montoya wins the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
You're the most famous race car driver in the world right now. How do you feel? I'm so happy, so happy. And there is the traditional swig of milk.